Hey everyone, it's Amy, and today I have in the Madam Glam October collection, Boston Gel Party. So for the October collection from Madam Glam, we are traveling to Boston. This is the Boston Gel Party. I did pick out 4 out of the 8 that were in this collection. This is a neutral collection. Now we did get a neutral collection last year from them. I think it was in November and it was a Friends theme. So I am curious to see how these compare to some of those shades from last year, but I think they are pretty different. So let's do some swatches, we'll do some comparisons, and then I'm gonna show you how you can create a neutral Halloween design. This first one is Cream Donut. So here is what Cream Donut looks like. It is just a light, very, very light tan shade. So it's like a warm vanilla bean type of a shade. Next we have Beantown. And I think for this Boston theme, they were going for like coffee and donuts type of vibe. Here is Beantown. It's really pretty. It's definitely like a pinky brown type of a shade. It's really unique. I'm curious to see if I have anything to compare, but I think this is very different because it does have that pink tone to it, but yet it's still a neutral, like brown shade. This next one is Check Yourself. Here is what Check Yourself looks like. And this one again is like a off-white cream color, but this one is more cool tone versus that first one is more of a warmer tone. And this last one I have is Boston is Calling. Here's what Boston is Calling looks like. It is a super rich brown. Like it's giving me mocha, espresso type of a vibe to it. It's super pretty. It's like a medium to dark brown with a red, I feel like it has a red undertone because it's very rich. So I'm gonna go ahead, cure these, do a second coat and top coat, and we will be back. Okay, so here are the 4 colors that I got. And I have to say that this collection is a very different neutral collection than the one from last year. So if you have last year's collection, definitely some of these will be good additives to your collection. I absolutely love these 2. I'm gonna show you some comparisons. They are very different. The lighter 2, however, we're getting a lot of very light creams and off-whites from Madam Glam recently. I'll show you the comparisons and you can kind of decide. I mean, it's always good to have these lighter shades for backgrounds. So that's why I don't mind having as many, but I feel like we are seeing quite a bit recently and it would be nice to have a little bit more variety. But let me show you the comparisons. Cream Donut, which is our light vanilla bean type of a shade. Now I already compared it to the one in this collection, Check Yourself. And for these lighter ones, it's gonna be harder to tell, I think. But the Cream Donut is a light, warm vanilla bean. And then Check Yourself is a cooler tone, more on the gray side. So these are the ones I pulled. We have Millennium, and these are all a little bit different. So Millennium has almost like a green hue to it, and actually now that I am pulling it out, it's a little bit separated. So you could definitely see that yellow tone to it. So that's not comparable. This one is Smelly Cat. This one was from last year's collection. This one again is gonna be more of a yellow tone. You can see how this one looks pinky compared to it. And then this one is Spring in Paris. This one does have more of a peach tone to it. So again, this one is new to the collection. None of these really compare. They are all different, have different tones to them. So it is new, but we've been seeing a lot of these like cream off-white type colors. So that's why I'm kind of like on the fence. I do end up reaching, the thing is, I do end up reaching towards almost all of them in different ways, depending on the color scheme of the nails I'm going for. When I go to reach for a neutral background, it ends up coming in handy having the different ones. Then I want to compare Beantown. This is like our pinky brown. I did pull Pivot, which this one is one of my top favorites from Madame Glam. And Beantown is definitely darker. So it's darker, but you can see how it does have that pinky neutral shade to it. Beantown is definitely darker, has a little bit more color to it. And then I did pull Scream, which you can see Scream is definitely a lot more of a mauve-y type of a color. This one is probably my favorite, although I really like that dark one, Boston is Calling, but I think this one's gonna be my favorite. Like, this is gonna be a good neutral pink for the fall and winter, versus I think Pivot, which is that lighter, is gonna be better for the spring and summer as a neutral. And then Check Yourself. I did pull Eggnog Latte. So again, I still have more like creams, off-whites. This is more gray purple tone, though I did try pulling some of the gray colors, and the grays are quite a bit darker than this one. And then even if I pull Millennium, this is definitely more yellow tone that looks way more gray next to it. This is probably the lightest gray, Pretty Liar. But you can see that this looks more gray and this looks more cream. So again, we do have a lot of these types of shades, but all of them are different undertones. And then for Boston is Calling, I pulled Taste Like Glam, and We Were on a Break. Both of these, I believe, were from that neutral collection last year. And you could see how red Boston is Calling looks compared. And then I did pull some like reds and orange. So this one is Casino, and you can see that Boston is Calling definitely looks brown compared to the red. And then this is Spice Cider, which is like a burnt orange. Again, this one looks brown next to it. These two together would be beautiful for some fall Thanksgiving nails. So you can see how it really kind of is in between a brown and a red. It is beautiful. I absolutely love this color. So I'm gonna go ahead, take off my purple, and I'm gonna show you how to do a neutral Halloween look. If you wanna still do spooky, but you don't want it to be dark or bright or crazy. Okay, so for this neutral Halloween look, I'm going to go ahead and take Beantown as my background shade. I'm going to do 2 coats of this on all of my nails. Once I have the 2 coats down, I go ahead and cleanse my nails. Then on my palette, I'm going to go ahead and put a drop of Boston is Calling, as well as Cream Donut. We're going to use this to draw on our Halloween designs. I'm going to take my detailing brush from Young Nails. Starting on the pinky using Boston is Calling, I'm going to create a spider web coming out of the corner of the nail. And you'll see how I flip my hand back and forth to get different angles. And I do bring out a gel polish bottle at one point to rest my pinky on top of, just to get the correct angle. And then I do create a spider coming down from the web using Cream Donut. Then on my ring finger, I create 2 ghosts using Cream Donut. And on my pointer finger, I'm going to draw a pumpkin in Cream Donut. So once I have those first layers cured, I go back in with some detailing. So I'm taking Boston is Calling and I'm adding details to the pumpkin, outlining it, adding the stem. And then to the ghosts, I add little faces, and then I add some dots and some stars. Then on my middle finger, I take a light elegance glitter. This is Miss Suspicious from the recent fall launch. It is a light pink matte glitter with some shining glitters mixed in. It goes perfectly with Beantown, where it's close enough in color that it doesn't add too much, but adds that little bit of glitter. So I do a glitter fade with this on the middle finger. Then I go ahead and top coat all of my nails. And here's how the neutral Halloween design came out. I think it's super cute, fun, easy, and it is subtle, nothing crazy going on. Okay, so I am back. That was my little neutral Halloween look. I think it came out super cute. It is subtle because it's that nude, but it does have that Halloween spooky vibe to it without being too spooky, without being too over the top. I thought about turning the pumpkin into a jack-o'-lantern, but I decided since we're doing more neutral Halloween, to leave it as a cute little pumpkin. And again, here are the 4 colors that I got from the October Boston collection. Overall, I think this is a great collection. You cannot go wrong with neutrals. So I definitely recommend picking up all of them. So I definitely recommend picking up a few of them, if not all of them, so that way you do have that variety, especially if you are just starting out with a collection. Definitely getting a bunch of neutrals. Trust me, you will thank me later. Having a variety of neutrals in your collection will be a lifesaver. And I know what I said about the lighter colors that Madam Glam's come out with quite a few, but you saw the comparisons. None of them compare. Again, you'll thank me later having the variety. And I know future me will thank me for picking the lighter shades because they're great background shades. And depending on the tones that you're doing in the set, you're gonna wanna have different tones of neutral backgrounds to choose from. So thank you again to Madam Glam for sending me over these lovely colors. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy my Madam Glam swatches and tutorials. Make sure you subscribe for more Halloween tutorials coming out very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.